Welcome. This presentation will serve to assess ethical, social, cultural and environmental responsibilities of the Australian Taxation Office's current strategic plan for the 2021-22 financial year and its 2024 vision. The following assessment will utilise a pestle analysis, Porter's 5 forces model, and components of an ecosystem analysis to analyse and contextualise the environment in which the Australian Taxation Office operates. This assessment will describe the responsibility issues in the external environment, identify the responsibility issues that are being managed well by the strategic plan, identify the responsibility issues that need work, and recommend changes to improve the strategic plan and manage the issues moving forward. The Australian Taxation Office, or ATO, is the main revenue collection agency of the Australian government. The ATO's role is to manage and administer the tax and super systems that help support and fund services for Australians. The ATO currently employs 17,000 employees in 14 offices across the country, with another 8 outsourced sites providing approximately 4,000 additional staff. The ATO's purpose is to contribute to the social and economic well-being of Australians by fostering willing participation in the tax and superannuation systems. The ATO's vision is to become a leading tax and superannuation administrator known for contemporary service, expertise, and integrity. The strategic objectives are broken up into 5 categories, being government, client, workforce, operational, and financial. The ATO has set its strategic vision and the necessary objectives to accomplish this vision. The draft strategies on how they will accomplish the vision and objectives are split across 7 strategies. Currently, the ATO is in execution phase of the strategic plan, which we will assess later in this presentation. Lastly is phase 5, monitoring and adjusting, which we will attempt later in this presentation. Australia has a stable political situation, and its government supports the ATO administering the tax and superannuation systems. Australia's economy is also stable and resilient. The resilience has resulted in an economic environment of thriving new businesses, increased import and export, and new job creation. Australia is a very diverse country and has been since the first major influx of immigrants post-World War II. Continuing immigration growth has contributed significantly to the current societal view on cultural, gender, and identity diversity. Australia is quite progressive in its thinking and policies when it comes to technology. However, they are behind the major front-running countries when it comes to infrastructure for technology and implementation of modern technological solutions. The legal situation is similar to the political situation, as the legal system supports and aids in the administration and execution of the tax and superannuation laws in Australia and prosecutes those who seek to intentionally not comply. Australia falls behind most of the Western world when it comes to implementing changes to help slow climate change and has been behind the proverbial 8 ball for quite some time. Substitutes, sellers, and new entrants are all effectively non-existent by virtue of the ATO being solely legislated to carry out its actions. However, buyers generate moderate pressure by way of lobby groups, unions, and industry sector bodies pressuring the government's tax policies and undermining community confidence in the ATO. Suppliers such as labour, stationery, IT infrastructure, and software providers have a constant high impact on the ATO by driving pricing up of their goods and services. Here, the consumers in this ecosystem are anyone who interacts with the tax or superannuation systems, which is most Australians. Specifically, the 3 main groups are salary and wage earners, businesses, and registered tax agents. The interfaces for interaction are face-to-face via ATO shopfronts, telephony, digital platforms, and traditional paper mail. The enabling platforms here are marketing, legislation, finance, technology, and education. Some of the opportunities in the responsibility issues impacting the ATO strategy are employing a cultural, gender, and identity diverse workforce and taking advantage of a broad education, knowledge, and experience base. Reducing the carbon footprint, waste, and cost caused by paper mail, printing, ink cartridges, and on-site workforces, to name a few. Conversely, some of the threats are improved scams, phishing schemes, cybersecurity attacks, and data breaches putting privacy and confidence at risk. A poorly executed environmental policy having a negative effect on climate change, causing increase in floods and bushfires, resulting in increased need for stimulus and lowering overall revenue. Some of the current strategies as pertains to ethical, social, cultural, and environmental responsibility issues are building community confidence by reducing tax debt and providing governance by way of the annual report, building a better tax and super system to make compliance easier and non-compliance harder. Our client's experience is well designed, fair, and transparent. Working collaboratively to administer the tax and super systems. Providing cultural awareness training. Implementing the Reconciliation Action Plan. Maintaining the ATO environmental management system and integrating the principles of this system into our current business plans. Raising environmental awareness amongst our employees. And here we have a few recommendations for improving the strategic management plan. Add a strategy for job creation as a way of giving back to the community. Create a cybersecurity task force to help bring our technology, practices, and knowledge up to date. Increase marketing through more modern platforms such as social media and streaming services ads. Improve education on work-life balance and overall well-being. Have a much larger focus on diversity, gender, and Indigenous representation, as there is only a small mention of this in one metric and one sentence under organizational capability in the corporate plan. Update and re-implement the reconciliation plan as it is currently out of date. Do the same for the gender equality action plan, which is also out of date. Have consistent and tailored education and promotion of the ATO's impact on the environment and ways in which each employee can help in reducing the ATO's carbon footprint and waste. Advertise an end date for paper interactions with and from the ATO. This concludes the presentation. Thank you.